Hello! Okay, so good day po taong bayan at ngayon po pag-usapan natin yung pinaka bagong development po sa house ni Kuya. Sa house po ng taong bayan. Well, supposedly dapat po house ng taong bayan kasi house of the people po dapat yan yung House of Representatives. Pero anyway po, going back to the topic, papag-usapan po natin yung pinakabagong nangyari sa HOR, specifically po yung pagtanggal or pag-resign ni Speaker Martin Romualdez at pag-elect dito sa bagong speaker kay Congressman Faustino Boji D. III of Isabela. Okay? So explain lang po natin yung konting legalities regarding the election of the speaker and then magkonting maritesan lang po tayo kung ano yung mga personal opinion ko at mga pananaw ko po kung ano yung posibleng mangyari sa mga ongoing corruption allegations all over the country in relation to flood control dahil dito sa pagpalit. Huwag niyo po sana kalimutan i-like mismo yung video at kung bago po kayo dito sa channel ko, huwag niyo po sana kalimutan mag-subscribe para updated po kayo kung may bago tayong upload. Okay? So una-una po i-discuss ko muna sa inyo yung isa sa pinaka-common na nakikita kong misconception po sa comment section ko in relation sa speaker ng House of Representatives kasi ang usual po na nakikita ko is that dapat daw i-impeach din si Speaker Romualdez. Okay? So we have to remember po na ang isa pong speaker or the Speaker of the House of Representatives is not an impeachable officer. So like what I have already discussed multiple times, but nevertheless, ulitin ko pa rin po kasi baka bago lang kayo dito para po at least mas klaro talaga, hindi po impeachable officer ang Speaker of the House of Representatives. There are a very specific list of impeachable officers which is yung President, Vice President, Justices sa Supreme Court, members ng Constitutional Commission natin, yan po yung COMELEC, and then yung Ombudsman po, yun lang yung mga impeachable officers. For all other officers po like that of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, hindi po impeachment kundi via election lang ng mga membro ng House of Representatives. Okay? So ipakita ko na lang po sa inyo yung constitutional provision para mas maintindihan nyo talaga. So this one po, Section 16, Paragraph 1, and of course this is still Article 6 of the 1987 Constitution. Yan, Article 6, Legislative Department, and then pupunta lang po tayo, babalik po tayo dun sa Section 16. So yan, the Senate shall elect its President, yan po yung Senate President, and the House of Representatives its Speaker. Okay, Speaker of the House. And how will they do that? By a majority vote of all its respective members. Okay? Tapos each house shall then choose such other officers as it may deem necessary. So ito pong other officers, ito na yung mga Deputy Speaker, Majority Leader, Minority Leader, Deputies, and Assistant Majority and or Minority Leaders. Okay? So ulitin ko lang po, ang Speaker po is elected by a majority vote of all its respective members. Hindi po via impeachment. Okay? So hopefully klaro po yan. So ngayon, punta naman po tayo sa next question in relation dito sa election. And the answer for that po is because depende pa rin po kasi talaga yan sa members ng House kung meron pa silang ibang inonominate na candidate for the position of speakership. Okay, so ulitin ko, depende po sa decision yan or sa discretion ng House kung gusto nila madaming kandidato for speakership. Okay? At kung makadecide po sila na isa lang yung kandidato, edi choice po nila yan kasi ang nangyari naman po dito, may ninominate which is si Congressman D, may nag-second po sa nomination and then kinlose agad nila yung period of nomination. Okay? So that was the discretion of the majority of the members of the House. Kasi kung ayaw nila na isa lang yung maging kandidato or isa lang yung manominate as a candidate for the speaker, pwede naman po sanang may mag-object or pwede rin may iba pang kandidato na i-nominate. Pero ang nangyari dito, since wala na ngang iba, then that would now appear na yun yung majority decision of the House of Representatives. Okay? And then idagdag ko na lang din po, yung mga period of nomination actually, di ba si Congressman Barzaga po, si Congress Miao Barzaga, si Posakat, nagsasabi din siya na tatakbo din siya for speakership. So yun din sana yung opportunity niya na i-nominate yung sarili niya or may ibang congressman na mag-nominate sa kanya para maging contender din po siya. Pero yun nga, ang nangyari, walang other nomination. Therefore, after ni-nominate si Congressman D. III, may nag-secondong nomination and then kinlose nila, edi official na po yun na there is only one candidate for the Speaker of the House of Representatives. Okay? Okay, so ngayon punta po tayo sa next question natin. Ito po, medyo personal experience ko na talaga to sa House of Representatives yung i-share ko sa inyo. And the reason po kung bakit ganyan yon siya is because nagkakaroon naman po yan ng discussion prior to the actual hearing between the members. Okay? So I cannot speak directly for the Senate kasi wala naman po akong personal knowledge doon. Pero sa House of Representatives po, usually sa mga ganitong mga big events talaga or big occurrences like in the election of mga House leaders, there is usually a deliberation or communication po yan between the members. So pinapag-usapan na kung sino yung magno-nominate sa candidates and then kung sino rin po yung bobotohan ng per member. Okay? So i-emphasize ko lang din po, this is my experience po during the 17th Congress. I am not sure kung same pa ba sa 18th, 19th, and 20th, pero nung 17th sa mga big happenings, nagkakaroon po yan ng communications muna prior to the actual event. And the reason for that po is to maintain the peace and order po within the House members. Kasi kung isipin po ninyo, magkagulo yan sila ngayon, may inominate basta-basta, tatandaan po ninyo yung members ng Congress ay nasa 300 plus, di ba? Therefore, kung magkagulo yung 300 na yan, aabutin na po ng siyam-siyam yung proceedings at posibleng baka walang ma-elect na officers. At kung wala pong ma-elect na officers, ang mangyayari dyan ngayon, magkakaroon ng instability sa House of Representatives, okay? And that is most likely the reason po, based from my personal experience and personal observation, kaya nagkakaroon ng communications muna prior to the actual event ng mga election to avoid nga yung mga interruptions and to avoid delays basically para makatuloy-tuloy po ng trabaho yung House of Representatives, di ba? And as a matter of fact, dito rin po sa pag-resign ni Speaker Romualdez and pag-elect kay Congressman D. III, di ba kahapon pa po meron ng mga balita na nagkakaroon na ng mga discussion between the party leaders, okay? So more or less yan po yung sinishare ko sa inyong mga na-experience ko rin po before during the 17th Congress, okay? So again, yung mga prior communications na yan is just for purposes of peace and order para hindi po magkagulo and to avoid further delaying the proceedings po para makatrabaho ulit yung House of Representatives. Okay, so ngayon punta po tayo sa next question naman. Ang masasabi ko lang po dyan, dapat antayin muna natin kung ano yung maging epekto nitong change of leadership sa mga committee memberships and sa committee chairmanships, di ba? Kasi kung wala pong gagalawing committee chairmen or chairpersons, edi parang wala rin pong magbabago niyan sa whole house structure. Yung speaker lang mapapalitan, pero kung everyone else is as is, more or less parang ganun pa rin po yung mangyayari, yung point of view ko or yung personal opinion ko on the matter, okay? At yung nakikita pa lang natin na walang change so far is the election of the minority leader dito kasi nagkaroon din po sila ng election, although minanifest na lang na niretain daw nila si Congressman Libanan as the minority leader, okay? So yun po, makikita natin walang change sa minority. So ngayon, tayo po talaga, ang kailangan natin bantayan at i-observe dito is kung ano yung mangyayari sa chairmanships, di ba? Kasi kung wala pong mangyayari sa chairmanships, magiging as is pa rin. Ang tingin ko po, this is probably just a move on the part of the House of Representatives and maybe also in the part of PBBM kasi 'di ba nag-visit po sila Speaker Martin as per Majority Leader Sandro kay PBBM kahapon lang po eh. Okay, so anyway, going back po, maybe this is just a move between the House and the Malacanang to appease po the taong bayan, or kung sa Tagalog pa, para ano po ba, para mabawasan yung tension ng taong bayan in relation to the current corruption issues, 'di ba? Kasi alam naman po natin sa September 21 there is a event or there is a rally, a scheduled rally, and yung expectation doon is madami po talagang attend. So baka yun yung tinatry ngayon i-control ng Malacanang at ng House of Representatives para hindi uminit talaga yung ulo ng taong bayan. Pero yun nga, despite the change in leadership, ang masasuggest ko pa rin po, ang ma-advise ko sa inyong lahat or yung opinion ko po na ma-share sa inyong lahat, may fellow taong bayan, ay dapat po maging observant pa rin tayo, bantayan pa rin po natin ng maayos yung actions ng ating mga public officers and public leaders kasi baka yun nga, ginagawa lang nila to para pabawasan lang yung init ng ulo and then, you know, matakpan na naman yung mga flood control issues. At kung ganun nga, yung objective lang nila, edi sino ba yung lugi in that situation? Of course, yung maging lugi pa rin po is tayo, the taong bayan, kasi yung pera lang natin nasasayang, di ba? Basically, hindi masosolve yung actual flood control and corruption issue. Okay? So, yun po yung mga personal opinions and observations ko as to the matter. Okay? And ngayon punta naman po tayo sa question tungkol kala Speaker Martin Romualdez. So unang-una po, before ko explain, I would just like to emphasize to all of you na what I will be discussing now is only an assumption po or a discussion on potential criminal liabilities, assuming nga magtuloy-tuloy talaga yung mga investigations in relation to the flood control corruption issues. And then kung sa mga investigations na yun ay lumabas, yun nga sila Speaker Romualdez and or si Zaldico talaga yung quote-unquote mastermind. Okay, so this is just for educational purposes po. Ay kaklarify ko lang, wala po akong sinasabing guilty talaga sila, pero para lang maintindihan nyo talaga yung concept and how our law works in relation to criminal liability, i-explain ko pa rin po yung mga possibilities. Okay? So yung sagot po dun sa question na finlash ko sa screen is that hindi po maabsuelto yung mga accused dun kahit na po nag-resign sila sa position nila as Speaker of the House or as Chairman of the Committee on Appropriations, kasi yung mga allegations po, yung mga alleged criminal acts that they performed was done during their incumbency dun sa position na yun, di ba? Therefore, meron pa rin silang liability. Hindi po mawawala or mapoprotektahan sila from potential criminal liability just because they resigned from their government positions. Hindi po yun ganun. Kasi kung magiging ganun po, yung defense lang pala na mag-resign lang, edi wala na pong mapapanagot, diba? Kasi ang dali na po nun ma-abuse yung ating criminal legal system. Okay? But again, tandaan po ninyo, this is just for discussion purposes. I'm not stating Speaker Romualdez or former Speaker Romualdez and Congressman Zaldico are guilty, but I'm just explaining po how criminal liability works kahit na po nag-resign yung mga government officers natin sa position nila. Okay? So, isummarize ko lang, hindi po maabsuelto porket nag-resign. Posible pa rin pong magkakaroon ng criminal liability as long as ma-establish yung guilt beyond reasonable doubt nila na sila nga yung tinatawag na quote-unquote mastermind dun sa alleged flood control syndicated na criminal actions or graft and corrupt actions po ng mga government officers natin. Okay? So, hopefully, klaro po yan. Wala naman na po talagang anything significant na nangyari for today aside from the election of the speaker. So ngayon, ang gagawin na lang po natin or ang dapat po gawin natin, my fellow taong bayan, is i-observe na lang po natin kung ano yung maging epekto dun sa mga chairmanships ng mga committee sa Congress. Kasi if there is a substantial change in chairmanships, then that would give now an appearance na mukhang sineseryoso talaga nila yung pagbabago sa House of Representatives. And kita-kitsin po pala tayo sa September 21. I will be joining that rally po against anti-corruption because that is one of my personal advocacies, di ba? Sana matigil na yung corruption, and of course sana po matigil din yung mga fake news and bangayan between political factions, and tutukan lang sana talaga yung main issues ng bansa natin. So anyway po, sa lahat ng mga nangangailangan ng legal service ko, lahat po ng information ko, my website, my contact information, nandyan lang po yan sa description box. So wag na po kayong mag-spam sa comment section para tuloy-tuloy po yung maging discussion if ever you are looking for a lawyer. Okay? But anyway, hanggang dyan lang po muna tayo today. Hopefully, klaro po yun. If you like more legal educational videos sa current events, subscribe lang po kayo sa channel ko. And until next time, see you all po. Bye-bye!